have our Fit and Strong class initiatives from NRPA, who is actively involved in being fit, being healthy, and they're just having a good time because now we're getting ready to go into more health and wellness activities. So everybody is here. NRPA is down from Virginia viewing our classes and seeing how things are going. So everybody's just excited, and that's what we're doing back, just some excerpts from some of our classes that we do on a regular basis.
7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8.
We received a 5-year cooperative agreement from the CDC, and so we're here with SPAR because they're piloting an electronic referral pilot for us. It's essentially looking at how they can use the electronic health record to identify patients and then to refer them to one of the arthritis-appropriate evidence-based interventions that they're implementing for individuals with arthritis to improve their self-management education skills as well as improve their quality of life for those living with arthritis.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest. Now we're going to go back. Get back to the middle. All right, make sure when we lift up our chin.
This program specifically is unique because we are partnering with University Health Rheumatology Department, and they are referring patients with arthritis diagnosis to our Parks and Recreation program. And this is very unique because you have a medical institution partnering directly with a Parks and Recreation agency. So it's been very well received. We've received over 300 to 400 referrals to date, and over 200 of those referrals have registered and are currently participating in our respective programs.
Breath in. Release. Just in through your nose. Push out, and we push up. Okay? I'll walk everybody through it. In 5, 4.
It is extremely positive. SPAR Recreation has partnered with University Health, one of the largest medical centers in Louisiana, and they are referring patients here who are dealing with arthritis and other chronic illnesses, and the impact is just awesome because these people were people that were sitting at home every day, isolating themselves and not wanting to be a part because they didn't know that they could be fit and do these different exercises until they came to SPAR. And so there's a great impact, and things are just moving well in their lives, and they said they're feeling better, as you can see playing volleyball in the background.
As we age, as seniors, we lose a lot of our mobility, and we want to make sure that everyone stays active. We want them to be able to run and play with their grandchildren. We want them to be independent. We want them to have the mobility to go and come as they please. And so we use those type of initiatives to make sure we give them some type of encouragement and even socialization among seniors.
It's geared more to people who have arthritis. I did a lot of teaching. We, talked about the health benefits of walking. We talked about the different arthritis. Like I said, I have one patient who has rheumatoid arthritis, and she does have some flare-ups, but she has been coming to my classes and really just moving.
Now we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, I was feeling a little sluggish, but now since I exercise, I'm kind of loosened up, and the muscles feeling better. And we're going to continue doing this at least once or twice a week, and because the older you get, the stiffer you get, and you need to kind of loosen up a little.
Exercise, movement, keeping your body in tone.
Is this is this your first time coming?
Yes, it is, first time.
What'd you think about your first time experience?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the camaraderie more than anything. Meeting people, doing things with people, that's the most thing, but I enjoyed it.
Take on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, this program, I tell everybody, go to your centers, see what they have to offer. This is something going to benefit them. They're going to keep you active and keep you alive. I tell you what, it really does good, and they really do a good job.
Today, I know you guys have just enjoyed participating in the program, and so this focus group right now is really to learn more from you about the referral process that you were involved in, as well as your participation in the programs themselves. And so my name is Alicia Spencer-Brown. I'm a program manager at the National Recreation and Park Association. We provided a grant to SPAR and their partner University Health Shreveport in order to implement this referral process in the programs. And so we really, like I mentioned before, just want to get your take on your experiences so that we can really evaluate this referral process. This session should last about 1 hour, so if you need juice or water or a little snack, just let us know. You guys all have your name tags, which is great, so I can refer to you by name. Gwen, Greg, Doug, Jackie, Tony, Rose, Brenda, or Lisa, Beatrice, Willie, and Nanette. Great.
We have one more.
Okay. Can we get the name tag? And I have a consent form here for you. And you just need to sign the top portion here. So we really want to get your, so at some point we want to get everybody's input about something. You might not be able to offer your opinions on every single question, but we do want to hear from each and every one of you. And then Lula? Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started in the interest of time. And what we'll do is start off by asking you about the kind of physical activity you do. So did any of you do any kind of physical activity prior to taking any of these classes?
Yes.
Yes. Great, everyone did physical activity.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Or Lisa is no, you didn't do any sort of physical activity? Okay, so for those of you who did, can anyone tell me basically why you decided to participate in any form of physical activity that you did? So, just show of hands and then, okay, yeah. Beatrice.
When I first started trying to walk and run a lot, my mother had an illness. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting the healthy benefits that I could before I got to her age. So I started walking a lot and running.
Amazing. All right, anybody else? Tell me.
Well, I got back into it because I was into walking, went to exercise and everything, and after I had my 2 knee surgeries, I felt myself, just kept putting it out. I said, I got to get back into it. So I just finally, got myself involved and started visiting different centers to see what they had to offer like that. Started myself to walking, a couple of weeks, and I came over to Hattie Perry, and they introduced me to Walk with Ease, and so I'm enjoying it.
Great to hear. Yes, Lily.
Since I don't walk a lot, I got into bowling, so I like to bowl. I bowl twice a week, and they keep me up, and I have a lot of trouble on my hands because my fingers swell from my arthritis. So of course I have to use Bengay or whatever to help me out, but I still enjoy the bowls. So that's basically my activities, and then I do the chair exercise at the park, so that helps out.
Do you know what form of arthritis you have?
I thought I had one time rheumatoid arthritis, but the doctor said I really don't. He gave me another name, but I forgot.
Yeah, there's so many names.
So many
there
of
are
them.
100 different forms of arthritis.
I didn't realize it until, I said that, because one doctor said I had rheumatoid arthritis, and then someone else said I didn't have that. So I really don't know what form it is, but it shows up, I tell you that.
Yeah, and being physically active is one of the best things you can do for yourself.
Yes. Miss Sheila asked me would I adjourn the class that they were starting to have because she says walking for arthritis. And I told her, I said, well, I don't have arthritis. She said, it doesn't matter. She said, it's just a good class. And so I jumped on it because I was glad to start it so that I can prevent arthritis if I can,
Yeah, and so because there are so many different forms, you might just have not been diagnosed yet, but it's great that you're being active because it typically creeps up, once you get older. You can't lift things, you can't hold a grocery bag, you can't walk 3 blocks, you can't kneel, you can't stoop. So, as soon as you can get physically active, it's always better for you. Yes, Mila?
I've been large all my life, and I normally goes to the doctor. So the reason why I got into the active living class is because every time I go to the doctor, he tells me you're too short, you need to walk more, and you need to do more activities. And so I decided to join it so I can at least do more than just walking.
Awesome. And Doug, you wanted to ask?
Yes. My wife, she's deceased now. She had a massive stroke on November 2016. We went to University Health, did a great job with the rehab and stuff like that. And she stayed there for a whole month. And it was time to come home. We had a little bit of insurance. So I said, okay, well, yeah, sure, we'll do it. And they, you know what the cost was though? $48 per hour. That's including the insurance. And I really got depressed. I said, honey, we got to do something about this. So what happened was, I was so depressed one day, I went up to Billberry, one of the community centers, started working out. And guess what I saw there? I saw a lot of older people working out. And I said, hey, honey, I think we can do this. So anyway, we plugged into it. When she came home, she could not even walk. By the time we left, people here Miss Ratliff could tell you, before she left, she could walk. So the program in and of itself benefited us tremendously. I'm thankful to University Health and all of them because they really did an outstanding job. And by coming, I don't only come to this community center. I come before. That's when she was living. But she's deceased. She died on Easter Day. But anyway, since then she was able to walk. And then some of the added benefits with the programs, the camaraderie. Just a lot of things. I just can't even begin to explain. I'm about to cry because I'm explaining it. Yes. Anyway, it was a tremendous help, and I'm so glad. Thank you guys that I met everybody. Every center we went to, we made at least 5 different new friends. So it was just outstanding, just like this. So I'm just so thankful.
That's great to hear. Really great to hear. And so for Miss Arlisa, who has not done any physical activity, tell me what's your motivation for joining these programs?
Well, just recently retired, and I didn't want to just sit around and do nothing. And I do suffer with rheumatoid arthritis in my arm because I was a teacher. And so I said, well, let me get up and find out, what the retired people do every day. So I'm like, I go from center to center trying to find out. And so coming here, it helps me keep movement, you know, and then instead of sitting around the house doing nothing, I motivate myself to get up and I come here and I meet, like you said, you meet new people, you have fun, and it just keeps me busy other than just sitting around the house with doing much of nothing, you know, being a couch potato.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. So that was my motivation. I knew that I didn't have nothing really planned after retirement. And so I said, well, let me go see what the center, somebody told me, well, go down to the center, they do chair aerobics, chair volleyball. I'm like, what is that? So when I came, I really, well, you saw I really enjoyed it. I get overexcited. So just, you know, like I said, the physical activity and more so just the people you're around. Because being retired, being at home every day by yourself, you get lonely.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody to talk to, you know, or do things with. So that's what's a motivation for me.
Gotcha. And I'm sure everyone is glad that you're here. All right. So now we're going to move into talking a little bit about the motivation, you know, in terms of were you offered incentives? You know, did you talk to others about the program? So were you offered anything to participate in the program? Or did you like join because of incentives to join the program?
No, the incentive was for my health.
Okay.
That was my incentive. When I was talking to one of my coworkers, well, she had told me a long time ago, she said on Tuesday and Thursday, you'll come down here and do all these activities down here. So my coworker encouraged me to come, just, you know, word of mouth, as they would say, from other people that come down here and have fun.
Great, great. And what about your healthcare providers? Did anyone?
Well, I'm not going to cut a job. My name is Jackie. I've been up and down since 2008 when I had pneumonia real bad and ended up in the unit on ventilator for a month. And during my recuperation time, I went to rehab over at Sherman at the time and got back on my feet. But I was still, you know, had muscles that had deteriorated and had to really rebuild my strength up. And going through, I had pneumonia again and ended up at LSU. And I've been being seen there for the last few years. And so forth. My knees gotten bad, my joints. I have osteoporosis. I have neuropathy in my feet and hands. And both knees need replacing. I've just been afraid to have surgery. And if I don't keep moving, they tighten up and stiffen up on me. And I really didn't know about this program until my doctor sent me the information that they had the Walk with Ease program. And that's what made me come and check it out. If I had known sooner that they had any type program right up the street from me, I live right up the street, I would have been here sooner. But I didn't know until he sent me the flyer.
Awesome. And you know, that's
and I've been enjoying it. I've been coming for the last couple of weeks, and I've been enjoying it.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, communication outside of the park is something difficult, but I was glad to see yesterday when I saw Ms. Radcliffe on it, that they did get it, you know what I'm saying, you get it out to the public, because a lot of people don't know what goes on in the park.
So you saw it on the news?
So I saw it on the news, but I knew about it because of the center I go to. But it was good for someone else to see it, you know. So that was good.
I just got one comment. The church I attend, I was so enthusiastic about it. No, there was like 15, 20, about 17 in the class, 8 church members.
Awesome.
That's about this program. It's word of mouth.
Yeah, and so, you know, word of mouth and the instructors and, you know, the project leads for this really echo word of mouth, really gets the program out. And so we're glad to hear that you think that's the same thing. Your family telling you about it, your friends telling you about it, your healthcare providers telling you about it. So it's really great to know. And who had heard of these programs prior to joining? No, you did? Okay.
Well, my Miss Mayweather told us about it. It was like a couple months or something. We could start having it.
Mm-hmm.
Then she told me that I can come because I do it because I have. It really helped me a lot. If we do that walking, it really helped me. I won't be so stiff in the morning or in the evening. I can walk. I can be in. When I don't go, I'll be suffering the next day.
I know.
Yeah, so it really helps to get out and walk, and then it helps to be in a group setting where you're interacting with other folks as well. So you feel like you're doing something with your day, right? You're out with other, yeah. Yeah, and that's the whole point of it, right? Building your community.
You look forward to it. You look forward to it.
Yeah.
Really?
And so my other question to you is that had you, like some of you knew about Parks and Recreation, did you attend other classes prior to joining these specific classes?
I did.
You did? What sort of classes would you engage in?
The last one we had, I forgot the name of it.
No, it's okay. Like, can you remember what you did in it? Like, was it just like group discussions, walking?
We did group talking.
Mm-hmm.
We did some walking. Then they showed some film what we need to do. No, try to tell her how before to eat. Blah, blah, blah. Then I did lose some weight. Then I gained it back. I'm trying to go back where I was doing to try to lose weight all over again.
Yeah. Anybody else wants to comment based on that question, or this is all pretty new for you, being in Park and Recreation programs?
When I got the information from my doctor, I kind of thought to myself, I said, well, maybe that instead of waiting each year, I go through their rehab program, you know, just exercising with them, doing routine exercise for my bones and joints. I said, maybe he sent me this to get me motivated to do something day to day, and this helped.
Great.
You know, strictly by coincidence, one of the ladies when my wife was in the hospital with stroke, recovering from it, she didn't mention it to me, but when we came to one of these workout seminars, she was there. The one in the hospital.
Wow.
Yes, so that was just a really good blessing for us. She already knew us and knew what I need to do, so it was just strictly coincidence and a blessing.
Well, I wanted to say I am a start and stop person. I'll start and then I'll stop and then I'll
like a lot of us.
I like to be pushed into it for a while. And then once they push me into it, I'll go ahead on. I'll lose some weight. Then I say, well, where's my neck bones? Where's my chicken? Then I want to splurge. I want to just get off there. And then I have to be pushed back on. My doctor told me, I don't care what you do. Get up, go to the mailbox, peep in there, come back out, get back in there, sit back down. Every time you think about food or something to eat, go to that mailbox. Just walk. And that's what I do.
You know, and even if, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, you're home, you're watching TV, even you're watching your favorite show, even during the commercial breaks. You can get up, you can do some exercise, and you can walk up and down the stairs if you have them, if you live in an apartment, walk up and down those stairs as well. So it's not always you have to go 30 minutes. Like you can spread out those activities throughout your day. Walk for 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and then 10 minutes in the evening before, you know, you have dinner and different things like that. So you can always spread out. You can walk in place.
I'm going to the sink and I can walk in place.
That's okay. I found out I keep my hand weights right there beside me. I can, while I'm watching TV, I can do something.
Yeah, you
I
definitely
use some canned goods.
Yeah, that works too. That works too. You might not have weights, but canned goods work.
One of our books that Mr. Cornelius has for us, Walking with Ease, and that's what it talks about, you know, doing the commercials, still just sitting there, you know, waiting for the show to come back on, you know, do some 2-3 minutes, you know, exercise. So that helps a lot, you know, you don't think of it until like, oh, I could be doing, I could have been doing this, and then that little 2-3 minute commercial, you know, commercial span.
Yeah, and Lily?
Okay, because I don't walk, that's why I joined the program. I thought that would encourage me to start walking. Because I just don't do a lot of walking. I mean, to me it's kind of boring. And then when I go out to walk, everybody walks faster than me. So I feel that if I join this program, then I will learn how to walk at my speed, and that will help me there.
Yep, and it has, right?
Yes. This is my first year, but I'm just
So that's my thing. I can't walk very far because I have breathing issues and interstitial lung disease. And like you say, when other people are walking, I make them walk from here to the parking lot, and I have to take a break, you know. And that's the way my breathing's set.
Yeah, and these programs, especially the walking fees, it teaches you how to walk at your own pace comfortably. So you might see, I've seen some older adults that can walk faster than I can. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I not doing here? And then you have folks who you know, can only take a few steps at a minute, and that's okay.
Even
That's
coming
okay.
here for the first time, I was seeing all the other ladies, like, you know, older than I am. And I say, well, wow. I said, they doing all this.
Yeah, we
And I
went
did
to-
not breath.
Yeah, so you know, don't feel bad. Do it at your own pace because you'll get there. It's all, especially if you have not been physically active for a while, you need to condition yourself and then you'll get there. But it's all just making that progress to getting to that point. So no judgments here, and don't feel bad if you can't do what other folks are doing. You're just going at your own pace.
And your heat here, you got the heat here in Louisiana, so that's probably gonna impact your breathing too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could like.
Well, the chair aerobics is a low impact exercise, and that's one thing I love about it. Now, I walk on the treadmill, sometimes 45 minutes. I can walk, but I like the upper body workout.
Yeah.
Because we walk all the time, but our top, the top body is not
Right,
doing
right,
exercise.
right.
I really love the chair exercise
That's
because
good.
I'm doing the weights and everything.
All right, so I want to move on to your attendance for the classes. So anybody feel free to volunteer. Do you attend, I know we've only been in 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks for the class. So, and for Walk With Ease, it's 3 times per week. So you've had a few classes now. Do you attend all of the classes, majority of the classes, or just a few classes? All of That's great. That's great. And so that's amazing. And I want anybody feel free to chime in. Tell me about your first impression of the class. Was it what you expected? Did it surpass your expectation? So anybody feel free to chime in about your first impression of the class that you're in right now.
Since I just,
Oh, sorry. We'll come to you next time.
My first impression was, oh my God, I have stopped. So I go on a stopping deal, but my first impression was, hey, this is gonna be me, this is gonna motivate me, this is gonna make me really wanna go at it. And I've really been going at it, I've been reading the chapters, and we're on chapter 3, and I've just been working with it and working with it. I even do the TV commercials, what I usually didn't do. But now I even get up and I kind of do my little pace in one step doing my commercials. I love it.
Okay. Jackie?
No, I was about to say, when I first started, Ms. Harris was real patient with me. She took me through all the, you know, first she told me about the program, and then she took me through the step-by-step exercise routines that we would do, that I would do during the process. And she said to remember, always go at your own pace. I walk slow, and then I come back around, I do my stretches, you know, in a short period, and then I go ahead and walk as much as I can, which I'm building myself up now, but now I do my stretches again, and it works out for me.
Yeah. And so is there anything about the programs that you do not like?
The heat.
Get your church to the prayer.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear that you guys really love the program. So there are 3 programs, right? There's Walk With Ease, there's Fit and Strong, and then there's the Active Living Everyday. By show of hands, how many of you are in the Walk With Ease program? Okay. How many for the Fit and Strong? Fit and Strong. No, that's okay. You're enjoying the program. And then is there anyone here who's in the Active Living Everyday program? Okay. Oh, you're just getting it up. No, that's great. Awesome. So I want to ask you, so I'm just going to list a few things, and then whatever resonates with you, you can let me know if that's your main reason. We want to know what keeps you coming back to the program. Is it the instructor, you know, the proximity to your home, friends, making new friends, the health benefits, the incentives, or any other? So what resonates with you based on those that I've just listed?
All of it.
All of them, but I would like to say, I like the
friendship and the walking, everybody, we exercise before we start walking, and I like that. We get a lot of stretches in, and you walk wherever you want to. We have a walking track, or you can walk inside. So we have a choice.
Awesome. I like the warm-up, like the warm-ups that we do before we walk like that, and the stretching because it gets you ready, and it helps, you know, like it helps as far as the pain and everything like that. I like the fellowship a lot. And they help one another out to encourage each other. I love that, because they encourage one another. You go at your own pace, you have to be racing, you're not in competition.
Right.
And I like that part about it. And the instructors, when the instructors enthuse, you know, you enthuse too, so I like the instructors because they enthuse, and I like what they're doing.
You know, we have several people on walkers, and they walk around the gym. Like, I go outside on the playground and walk around because I can't do the hill anymore. I had back surgery, so I can't do the hill anymore. But not since it's been hot though. But it's the fellowship and everything.
Awesome.
I like the attitude of the instructor. You know, if you don't have an instructor that's going to help you to smile or encourage you, then you won't do it. But that's what I like about it. And then the karate, we all enjoy it. But the instructor is what keeps me going.
Kudos to you, SPAR staff. Now I want to move on to the referral process, because you've heard about this program by receiving those letters from your physicians. And so we want to talk about, you guys got letters. Did you know that they would be contacting you about the program? No? Okay. Did you like the process of receiving the letter and the flyer, and then you taking that initiative to then call SPAR to enroll in that program?
Yes, ma'am.
Was everybody okay with that? Did you think, well, why are they email or sending this letter about this program, and I didn't tell them I wanted to enroll in a program? Did anyone have that thought, or it was just all, you did?
Yes, because that was the first time hearing about it.
Okay.
When I go to my doctor, they never mentioned anything about a program.
So it was a surprise to you.
It was a surprise.
But you welcomed the letter. You said, well, you know, maybe they sent this letter for a reason.
It was like during the 4th of July week. But anyway, I called that next business day to make an appointment.
Wow.
And a lot of times, like I say, back in the days, the doctors will give you medication for your pains and stuff. And to say that your doctor's going to a more health fit, and that was a positive plus for me, because like I said, with rheumatoid arthritis, they don't put you on some kind of pain pills. But then when they refer you, like I say, to programs like this, it's more going to a natural or a healing process, because they realize when you're getting old, your bones getting all this kind of stuff, this is gonna happen. And a lot of times, like I say, people don't like to always take medicine. And when I can do it naturally, like these programs they have here, that was a positive plus.
And Willie?
I don't know if everybody got a letter, but at our center, where Sheila Hunter's our rep, she asked each individual person, she came around and asked if you wanted to journey. So it wasn't just letter, some got letters, some didn't. So that was encouraging to those who didn't get letters. And she actually came in and asked us if we wanted to join the program.
And so, as far as receiving letters from your healthcare provider, do you think that was like the major factor that resulted in you calling, or would you have participated in a program had it come from the recreation center saying, hey, we have this new program?
I just needed the motivation to get me there, because all the time other places charge some type of fee, and that kept me away a lot of times. I said, I don't have that kind of money. I'm already on a fixed income, so it helped out a lot and motivated me to come and get into it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm just moving through here. So did you talk to other folks, like, you know, for you when you received the letter, did you talk to other people, your family members or perhaps your friend, asking them if they might have received this letter? And did that also affect your decision to call and enroll in the program?
Well, it didn't affect me calling, because I was going to call anyway, but I mentioned it to a couple of my friends to see if they had received anything. And they had, because I know my friend girl, she also has like sciatic nerve pain, and I was wondering why her doctor maybe hadn't sent her anything.
Okay.
I'd say maybe it's just in got across the room.
Yeah, so with this specific pilot, we're targeting folks with some sort of arthritis. And so, you know, as a partnership between SPAR and University Health, they may expand it to, you know, whoever has a chronic illness within their, you know, University Health Shreveport, the patients that they see, they might be just, you know, sending out all communications to SPAR for people to get engaged in the program. But for this specific program, we're targeting folks with arthritis. So that might have been a reason that your friend did not get a letter. All right, so has anyone, oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get a letter, but I did ask 2 of my friends to come, and they did come last year. And I asked both of them to come back this year, and one of them came and the other one was working, and that's the only reason she didn't come. Like I said, one was on the walker. She's still on the walker, but she still comes. And it's great. We enjoy it.
That's great. That's great. And so my other question is, so did you tell others about, so Nanette, you did, what about other folks? When you heard about the program, you saw the communication, did you talk to other people and tell them to come? I know Nanette mentioned this before.
Well, I asked my sister to come, but she's not coming. She had trouble with her knees, but I did ask her. And I wish she would get about it here to come, you know. She don't live but 3 blocks from the park, so she could come. But maybe if I keep encouraging, she'll get up.
Yeah, and you know, seeing your benefits, your improved benefits might also encourage her.
Yeah, there was a young lady that had received a letter from LSU, was from University Health. And she told me, she said, oh, well, you look great. So, you know, I told her I was 69 years old. And you know, this morning she came to this class, but she missed the chair ropes. But she's coming back, you know, and I'm encouraging her to keep coming because she wants to do better.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Let's go to Brenda and then we'll go to Lula.
Okay, even though I'm shy and I was on TV. But I was after I kind of calmed down from seeing myself on TV. I was kind of glad that you guys put it on TV because now I'm getting phone calls. Well, what is that? Where is this at? So going live, you know, like you did. That really helped.
You did not seem shy at all. I thought you were a pro.
I just wanted to say
let's go to Lula and then we'll come to you.
Okay.
Well, I encouraged my mom to come along, and my mom will be 91 after that. Wow. My mom loved it. Sometimes she called me, hey, let's go. And so she really loves coming out and exercising along with us.
That's good. Before we go to Beatrice, I just want to say that, you know, prior to this pilot, we were getting success stories of older adults, 102 participating.
Wow.
Yes. We were like, what?
Yeah. Some of them were spouses, you know, they were encouraging each other and like she said, not doing any exercise, but then one doesn't want to go, then the other one can bring them.
Yeah, yep.
I just want to say I do use the facilities at University Health. I didn't get a referral, but they do treat me for osteoporosis and degenerative joint disease. I do sit in the waiting room and I talk to them. I'm not shy anymore. I used to be, but if you sit beside me, if you don't talk to me, it's something wrong. But I do tell everybody about the SPAR and about the exercise programs that we have, especially the chair volleyball, because we can big kick out there.
That's great. That's great. So I assume that you all will be continuing with your physical activity journey be after these programs have been
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, they have a lot of different activities that you can engage in too. And the programs, you know, while we like for new folks to come in and get a taste of these programs so they can go on and do other things, I feel like there's a lot of repeaters in programs, and that's totally fine. You have your comfort program and your comfort activities that you do, and if that's what makes you be physically active and get up and do it every day, then by all means, we'll just need to make sure Kenneth and his team have space for new folks. But yeah, it's all about getting you to get something familiar that you want to get up and do. And you know, not when you're 90, sometimes try, oh, you need to get up and lift this 10-pound weight. It's all about doing what you can do at your comfort level. All right, so talking a little bit about a referral process, you know, you received the letter, some of you received the letter. Do you think that's a good way for healthcare providers and community-based organizations to engage folks, especially those with chronic disease, just for them, hey, we have these patients, they have some sort of chronic illness, let's just send them information about programs that can help. Do you guys think that's a good way to go? You know, a lot of times we see things come across, I don't know about this because no one talked to me about it in your case, but you still went ahead and registered. So do you think that this process is a good process and can motivate people and get them out into programs?
I think so.
Yeah. I think so too, but I didn't call on me though.
But you know, I think one thing without, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
One thing that I would add, because I go every 3 months, if I would see this kind of program in my doctor's office.
When you say see it in your doctor's
I mean
office,
like a brochure.
a brochure.
A flyer, brochure. I know I go every 3 months and I know the one I attend, I don't see it unless I'm overlooking it.
Okay, and when was the last time you went? Because this is fairly
This
new.
is what, okay. I went, this is what, I went in the 1st of June.
Okay, 1st of June. So I don't think we had sent out communications at that point yet. So that was the
Maybe
reason.
what?
Yeah, because now I think in the coming weeks you'll see it all around. You'll probably go to a doctor's visit and they'll tell you about it as well.
Okay,
When you
great.
go to the clinic, you'll have folks coming to see you to say, hey, we have this great program. So this is all sort of new that's being done. I'm sorry?
And if they don't, you can ask them, excuse me, you can ask your provider about it.
Yes, they should all have flyers, and then they'll have these cute little prescription cards that your physician might give to you as well.
That'd be great.
Willie?
And the fact that it goes on at the park is what's important, because the park is basically all the neighborhoods. And I think that along with the doctors, that media, just like I said, I saw it yesterday, occasionally you do just like advertisements. You see an advertisement over and over again, I can tell you about frosted flakes, you know. So you know, you just have to sometimes drill something in somebody's head, you know. So every letter you get, you don't always follow up on. But if you can see it somewhere or know it, you know, from another point, it'll work. It'll work.
And another, I think the main thing is that free. You're talking refer you to therapy, you gotta pay for it. He might refer you to a gym or something, you know, the workout you gotta pay for it. And being a senior citizen on a fixed income, that plays a big part when they say I can go here and do the same thing that I got to pay over here to go to therapist, you know, for free. Like I say, it's in my neighborhood park, it's where I live, you know, so that plays an important part also.
I like that.
Also, I talked to a neighbor of mine and I asked her to come, and she said, well, I'm just too out of shape, I don't think I could do it. I said, well, everybody go at their own pace. And so she said, well, I just don't think so. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I started the class, as I said, last year. So I left my book with her because I read the book last year, and it's so much in the book that would encourage her. And so I'm hoping I can go from that route, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can pass your book on, you know.
Any other comments?
Well, one lady I met that had been referred, she was a little intimidated about coming. But when she got there, she saw me and she knew me. So she told me, she said, I felt so all alone and out of place. She said, but I did find someone that I did know. So I felt better about being there. So they're a little intimidated about coming.
So do you think it would be beneficial when sending out letters, especially because your doctor didn't tell you about this beforehand, that it might be beneficial to include just a little statement that, you know, others in your community are also going to be engaging in this program?
Yeah, that would be great. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, they want to feel welcome, you know.
Yeah,
especially if you haven't been working out, you're a little intimidated. So she was intimidated. She made that statement to me this morning. She left when we finished the exercise class, but she did. She said, "I was so glad to see you this morning. It made me feel better seeing a face I know."
Yeah, so I think that might be important, you know, once we get the letters, because the letters are personalized, so it comes directly from your healthcare provider. So it didn't come from SPAR, it didn't come from NRPA, because you don't know us. And I'll be like, wait, who is this agency all the way in Virginia sending me something? So it came from your community, from your local providers. But to your point, Rose, just because people might be feeling, oh, I'm not active, I don't know anyone who might be joining this program, just to have a little tidbit in there so they don't feel intimidated and they feel like they're going to be among friends.
That's great.
Any other, I'm sorry, Rosie.
If you want to send letters out other than from your physician, in your letters, everybody don't always read up the entire letter.
That's true.
If you will get to the point in a hurry, they might.
So as far as, and I'm going to go to you because you're very vocal about the letter and, you know, just taking the initiative to do so. What did you think about the letter that you got? Was it too much? Was it too lengthy? Do you think it could have been shortened?
I was really, kind of fascinated because I didn't expect a doctor to send me information on, how to better, myself. Anyway, I read it. I don't like to read. And I was just interested to know what what was in the letter. So I read it. And I said, well, this could be me. I need to do this. Something to motivate me because just on my own, I didn't have the motivation just to go exercise.
Okay. So you thought it was the right amount of information, even though, you don't just go around reading everything you see? Okay.
It has to get, like she said, get to the point, but I was interested in because it came from my doctor. And I wanted to see what he had to say.
Great. And so at this point, so as part of the referral process too, if you guys hadn't taken the initiative as you did and signed up for the program, for those of you who had got the letter, you'd have also received a phone call from a health coach from University Health. And so do you think that you all took the initiative, so it probably doesn't apply to you guys right now, but for other folks who might be intimidated, do you think that follow-up call from a health coach would also be another layer of motivation to get folks in?
Most everybody have a phone have caller ID. They're not going to answer that phone if it doesn't say Universal Health or my doctor or whatever. So it's not beneficial to make a phone. When I make phones, one person not going to answer. I mean, some people do, but me and most people I believe in this room do not answer the phone. They say, oh, I don't know that.
Is that the case for most
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know that number, you know what I'm saying? So it might not. For some people it might be, but the average person don't answer.
And for when you do receive calls from your physician, does it show up as being your physician? Does it show up if you have that saved in your phone, or just in general will it show up?
Saved in my phone. Generally,
Save it.
mine don't sign up. Mine has to be saved.
So that's another important point too. Yeah, because it's good that the letter was sent out because that's the way of knowing. But if you had just cold called people,
you don't recognize the number.
You don't recognize the number.
That's the same thing.
And now we're getting all those mobile calls, and we can't tell.
Right.
And do you guys listen to voicemails?
Sometimes.
I love the voicemail. But people like me, there's a new thing. If you have an iPhone, sometimes it transfers transcribes and sometimes it doesn't. If I don't know the number, I'm like, I'll listen to it later. But if they call you, you don't know the number, so you don't pick up and they leave a voicemail. Would you have listened to that voicemail? Like, do you listen to your voicemail like that day that you get it, or does it sit for a little bit?
Especially with my home phone, I don't listen to those every day. 'Cause I keep my iPhone with me most of the time, but if it's my home phone, it might be 5 days before I
So the best ways to communicate about these programs happening in your community would be, flyers and letters and things that you can visually see.
Yes, ma'am.
And media.
That's right.
Okay.
Radio too.
Okay. Okay. No, great.
Why I put it on radio too every now and then.
Right, exactly.
Radio.
And it helps to see familiar faces. Like you might have not. Hey, Miss Brenda. But just seeing that. Oh wait, there's a person who looks like me. She's my age range. Being there and being active about the program. That helps.
Especially gospel radio. For street.
Really?
Yes. Am I speaking on? Yeah, especially gospel. We got gospel station here. Yes, that's ideal.
So as far as other effective ways to inform, so I'm seeing for non-effective ways would be just cold calling, phone calls, right?
Right.
What about emails? Like, do you check your patient portals, looking at those that they send to you, and what if it had gone through that versus other forms? No?
I check mine.
You check your email?
Yeah.
Not check every day.
I check it when
I check mine because I forget my phone days, so I just check it.
But you have to think about a lot of seniors don't
Don't even have to
email.
So your physicians communicate with you primarily through letters?
They call.
Okay.
My physician does.
Okay.
They call.
Okay, but only if you recognize the number, you'll pick it up. Okay.
I get voicemail.
So we're coming up to the end of our time here. We have about 20 minutes. Does anyone else have any comments in general about, the relationship between University Health and SPAR, the programs themselves, or the referral process? Any comments?
I didn't know that there was a relationship between the two, to be honest with you, because I don't go to University Health and most of my information comes from SPAR. So, and the average person who goes to the SPAR, that's where the information comes from. So I didn't know that the two intertwined.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
for this, like I mentioned, was fairly recent.
I saw it on the news on Channel 3.
And I also saw some of these people rude.
I gotta put that.
It
So
was
you
really
state
nice.
hospitals?
It's really nice.
I mean, the private hospitals?
So we really just started, so my organization, NRPA, got a grant from the CDC to really help folks with arthritis and, other chronic conditions get engaged in physical activity in order to improve their self-management, education skills, and improve their quality of life. And so Shreveport had been doing a great job implementing these programs in prior years. So they already had a partnership in place with University Health, and it was more focused on youth, improving childhood obesity and that kind of thing, getting children physically active, healthy, that kind of thing. And so we approached them because they were already implementing these programs to say, hey, if you have a partnership, let's work with that partnership to see how it would be referring folks to these programs. And it's worked. Our last check-in, we heard that 193 folks referred from University Health had already signed up into a program.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so we know it's working, and I think this focus group has been very valuable. When we're thinking about it, how do we recruit, how do we refer the participants? Do we use just a phone call? Do we use the patient portal? But it seems like the letters have been very effective, and for them to come from your healthcare providers, even more effective, because they're telling you about a program and not a medication that you need to do, go and get from the pharmacy. They're telling you about, real physical activity that you can do anywhere, whether you're at spa or whether you're at home, versus telling you to go to a rehab facility, you know. So I really appreciate your time today. It's been, like I said, this is very valuable information for us, because what we want to do is improve this referral process and scale it. So like you said, does it happen at the state level? It could potentially happen at the state level. So we want to make sure we have a solid referral system first, and then we can scale it, you know, to local and state hospitals. So
that's great.
Partnerships, right? So we want to make sure Parks and Rec are included in that piece, because folks have to have somewhere to, you know, engage in programs. They have to have somewhere to go. Absolutely. So thank you all again.
They can just call Spark, one of the recreation centers, and they can get all of the information regarding all the program days and times, what's going on exactly, if there's one near them, or they can go on the website. You know, many may be able to get their children to help them, www.myspark.org, and they can find all the information out they need to come and join us. And we're waiting on them to come in, and so you can live strong, live longer.
Go to our website directly to www.myspar.org or call our SPAR offices at 318-673-SPAR.